Hi, and welcome to a conversation with Ben Berry. Ben works at Norman Broadbent and they do search in the non-exec space. And Ben, I would love to hear from you. What are your tips? If a role says that you can reach out and talk to the recruiter that's working on that role, then what should someone do when they reach out?
The first port of call, and it starts before you even get on the phone to me, it would be around your preparation, trying to get a hold of as much information as you can, whether it be a job brief or any sort of advert material that's been posted about a role. I think it's really important. Not only does preparing for an interview give you a base level of understanding of potential challenges facing a particular board, which will then put you in a better position when it comes to articulating your relevant experience and how you can potentially add value to a board. But it also demonstrates a level of professionalism. And I think there's something to be said for the fact that preparing for an interview also helps create quite a strong first impression. That sort of leads me to another particularly important point, which is when you get on the phone with me, is around how you come across and how you showcase your interpersonal skills. So preparation, I think, will allow you to do that because you'll have the confidence to articulate what you feel is relevant experience, but it also creates a really strong first impression. When it comes to how you come across personally, I would always say I have lots of conversations with candidates regarding particular roles, and it becomes apparent that for one reason or another, this particular role might not be the best fit for them or for the board or for the business. And I'll agree to stay in touch with that person. I will have people front and center of mind if they've been really engaging, shown a lot of enthusiasm, and been really keen to stay connected. But also, if I can see that they've done their prep and they've taken the interview seriously, I'll be much more likely to be back in touch with them in the future because I know that they're already a credible candidate that's really going to take an opportunity seriously. I think it also shows, if you're able to come across as personable and approachable, I believe that enhances your suitability for the relational and advisory responsibilities that are inherent in a NED position anyway. If the particular role isn't the right one for you, absolutely keep an open mind with regards to staying connected and being engaging as well, because that will live long in the memory of a headhunter, especially when the role comes their way in the future. It's important to remember that the headhunter is the gatekeeper, if you like, between the candidate and the role. So you shouldn't confide in that person too much. And it's important, I think, to sort of imagine that you are interviewing with the business, just as you would if you were to go to the first stage interview with them directly. I would say it's important to maintain a high level of enthusiasm about the role, because if it comes across to a headhunter that you're sort of umming and ahhing about an opportunity, it's a little bit harder for us to then go and sell your profile, sell your candidacy in the best way possible. So an interview with a headhunter, I would treat that the same way as a first stage interview if you were interviewing directly with the business. The last thing I would say is be selective in terms of relevant experience that you would like to articulate. So I think this involves listening to questions that are asked really carefully, but it's also part of why initial prep is so important. I think not only will articulating very relevant experience present your candidacy in the best way possible, it's also a good way of approaching an opportunity with the mindset of, is this the right role for me? If you're easily able to point to experience that closely aligns to a specific job brief, the role probably is the right fit for you in terms of functional skill set at least. But if you're sort of struggling to draw on relevant experience, the links between the parallels you can draw are a little bit weaker, it might be an indicator that there are other board positions out there that will allow you to add more value. And it's always good to be selective with your positions, as you can only have so many.
Thank you, Ben. That's so helpful.
Thanks, Sarah.
And that's fantastic for our candidates to get to hear from the gatekeeper, the first person you speak to when you're going for one of these roles. And I hope that's encouraged you. Do reach out, do have a conversation with a recruiter. It's definitely worth both their time and your time in getting to know each other and learning more about the role. And they can get to know you before you formally say you want to put your name forward for that role. So, Ben, thank you very much for your time and good luck to candidates who see this.